Therefore, I ask this question, what's the point of this movie? I mean, seriously, what is the point of Wonder Woman 1984 in terms of the DCEU? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Azim Rizal. Today we're going to talk about Wonder Woman 1984. Now, some of you messaged me on social media asking me to review this film. I gotta be honest with you guys, I have been thinking about it. I had my doubts, but that movie got me really upset, and I'll tell you why. But first, this video is brought to you by Mouthgasm Crunchy. All your chocolate needs in a jar. It's got everything, guys. Link to buy in the description below. So this is going to be a non-spoiler review, so don't worry guys. I'll try. Let's start with the good points. The opening scene of this movie was very good. I enjoyed myself. You see young Diana, she's in Themyscira and she's part of a tournament with all the other warriors. And I felt like that was a good sequence. It had a lot of good pace, a lot of good action, the emotions were there, and it was basically a good start, you know? I thought they were going to keep on with this momentum in terms of the style, in terms of the pacing, but boy, I was wrong. Because right after we have that great scene in Themyscira when she was younger, it jumps straight to 1984 and we get to see Diana during that time. And I gotta say, the 80s vibe was right at your face. Felt really 80s in terms of the style, in terms of the vibe. Now, usually I don't have a problem with that, but because we had that opening scene in the beginning, it was so jarring. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And I was starting to be a bit concerned because we were so used to Wonder Woman's style in the first film, which was a bit dark. I wouldn't say very dark, but it was a little dark because of the World War I era. And then when we get to the 80s, of course, it shouldn't be very dark, but at the same time, it's way vibrant, way colorful. I mean, I get it. I get that Patty Jenkins is trying to reference the original Wonder Woman series. But was it a good fit for this film? I'm not so sure about that. Another thing that I liked about this movie was the performances all across the board. I mean, let's talk about Gal Gadot. She returns as Princess Diana and she's improving. The more she plays this character, I get to see that she's improving as an actress and she's fully immersed as Diana right now. Chris Pine is a no-brainer. You know he's going to bring it any movie that he's in. So him returning as Steve Trevor was a good decision because I felt like this movie needed Chris Pine's performance. The way that they brought him back. Also, we get Kristen Wiig as Barbara Minerva, which is basically Cheetah, and also Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord. Those two are new characters introduced in this movie. They really acted well. And also, this is something I'm going to talk about later on because we gotta dive into those characters. The writing is a bit off. My main issue with this film is basically the writing. It's not the performances, it's the writing and the logic that they present in this film. Throughout this whole film, everyone's after this one particular device or item. I'm not going to spoil it to you as to what this item is or what it actually does, but its existence in this film gave me the impression that, okay, this is very lazy writing because this item made everything quite convenient. You can do a film with this particular item and the powers that it presents, but you have to set certain rules and you have to stick to those rules. Key point, stick to those rules. Because they did. They really did. In the first act, they basically showed this item and they said, okay, here are all the rules. Here are the parameters of how this item works. By the end of the film, they went completely off the charts and ignored those rules. And it became sort of a free-for-all. Anything happens, anything goes. Whatever they wanted to do, conveniently it happens. So yeah, that was Wonder Woman 1984. Very convenient for everyone. Another issue I had with this film is basically the pacing. It doesn't know what it wants to be most of the time. Sometimes it's a slow drama, sometimes it's an action film, which I get it. Most movies, they try to balance that out and they do it well. But this one, certain moments in this film felt very disjointed, I would say. It's like scene 1 and scene 2. They don't gel well. And then the next part of the film, wait, that doesn't match with that part. It gives you a very big headache when you think about the overall film. It gives you even bigger headache when you think about the overall DCEU, the whole DC Extended Universe. I'll get to that later. So yeah, let's talk about Cheetah. I was excited to see Cheetah in this movie, and I was very confident that Kristen Wiig would give a good performance, and she did. Of course, in the comics, you have different versions, different origin stories for Cheetah. In this film, they decided to make their own original origin story, which is fine. You can do that, But it's gotta be good then. To me, it was something that was already done in other films before, so I would have appreciated a little bit more imagination, a little bit more creativity from the writers to set the character up, to give her a bit more motivation than the one that she was given in this film. Now let's talk about the CGI. Now, when the trailer came out, they showed Cheetah at the end and I was very concerned because the CGI was quite bad. Now, bad CGI in this film to me is inexcusable because they had plenty of time to fix it from the time the trailer came out to the release date, because this movie got pushed back, it got delayed due to the pandemic. You had plenty of time, so I don't know what happened there. I don't know why they couldn't pull off the Cheetah CGI, and I was very disappointed. I'm hearing rumors that she might return in future films, so I do hope that they redeem that character because Kristen Wiig deserves a better interpretation of this character. Pedro Pascal plays Maxwell Lord. To me, Pedro Pascal stole the show in terms of the performance. Every time he's on screen, he owns that screen. He's on a bit of a roller, I would say. Again, same issue with Cheetah. And the material that he was given, the script that he was given, just didn't cut it for me, which is such a shame. I do have a scene that I like very much, and that is a particular moment between Diana and Steve Trevor right before the climax of the film. To me, everything about that scene was right. The camera movement, the music, the emotions, it was all there. For that scene alone, I would applaud Patty Jenkins. So every time I think about Wonder Woman 1984, I will remember that scene. To me, if Wonder Woman 1984 is its own standalone film, I wouldn't have much of a problem in terms of the bigger picture, but because it has a universe to serve, I'm going to point out these problems. In the climax scene, there is a very big thing that's happening, a big event that is happening and affecting the entire globe. You would think that such a major incident would have been mentioned at least in some of the other films, because this was a pretty big deal. And the fact that the world just moved on as if nothing happened, what was that? So yeah, that gave me the impression that everything that they did with this film, they weren't really thinking about the DCEU, they were just trying to make a film on its own. Because that's how Marvel created their cinematic universe. Every film has a purpose, every film progresses the universe. There's a reason why a particular movie was there. Therefore, I ask this question, what's the point of this movie? I mean, seriously, what is the point of Wonder Woman 1984 in terms of the DCEU? Sure, you could say that Diana learns a few things in this movie. She adds one particular skill, and she has a significant moment with Steve Trevor. But other than that, I've been saying this for years. I felt that DC should only focus on standalone films because they have all these good source materials that they can adapt from. That's why Joker was so original and was so successful. That's why you can make the argument that the first Wonder Woman film was so successful. It was so isolated from the rest of the DCEU. So maybe DC should invest into making more of these type of movies and just have fun with them, because there's so many possibilities that you can go into. So yeah, it was recently announced that Patty Jenkins will return to direct Wonder Woman 3. I hope that she can take some notes from the criticism that this movie has received. Having said all that, I do think that she's a great director. I'm looking forward to her upcoming Star Wars movie, so good luck with that. For this movie, however, Wonder Woman 1984, I'm going to give this 4 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this, please hit subscribe and the like button. And again, if you have any more suggestions, please hit me up on social media, links down below. What movies do you guys want me to review? Is there a series that you guys want me to react to? Or trailer? Let's keep growing this community. And please stay safe, guys.